About 7, 8 years ago, my boss said, you know, what we're doing in the sock program, I think that there's something there for base layer. Intraknit is the evolution of taking our sock line and bringing it into base layer.
25 years ago, Smartwool started with a wool ski sock designed by a ski instructor in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. And as the brand grew to become one of the most recognizable names in merino wool products for skiers, they moved their sock development to the heartland of the American textile industry. We're here in Chattanooga, Tennessee at the Smartwool Sock Lab to find out about a brand new line of wool products from Smartwool. In this episode of Crafted, we'll meet with the design team and find out how their sock technology inspired their new line of base layers called Intraknit.
I started in the business when I was about 15. This is actually my grandfather and my uncle at our family mill in 1979. I'm John Ramsey and I am the Director of Sock Development at Smartwool.
So this is the sock lab.
This is the sock lab.
Wow. Was it making a sock right now?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
it's
cool.
Making a sock.
Is it okay to go in?
Yep. you can get as close as you want to. It's getting ready to start to seam the toe.
Intraknit is the evolution of taking exactly what we know how to do in socks and applying it to knit garments, which is something Smartwool is very good at. I'm Sue Jesh and I am the design director at Smartwool.
So you had this vision for 7, 8 years, but there's not.
There was no machines exactly. Fast forward 7 to 8 years later, and I'm starting to see the machines change. And one of the things that I always had looked at is how we can do things in a sock that not necessarily you can do in traditional cut and sew apparel. You know, in cut and sew apparel, basically you have to take yards of mesh that you've designed or created.
Right.
And you're cutting and piecing that in and sewing it together.
So you're getting lots of seams if you need ventilation in one place, insulation another.
Exactly. With 3D-Knit in a seamless environment, you map it in. So you can sculpt terry looping. We can go in and out of mesh ventilation seamlessly.
People know Smartwool as a sock brand, I think, but tell me what Intraknit is.
Well, Intraknit is really taking our expertise in the sock world, translating it in a completely different knit style. So mapped articulation, mapped heat or sweat zones or mesh ventilation, and mapped insulation. All done through knit technology. So you're not using seam lines to create the base layer.
Okay, so you're not cutting and sewing.
Right, right.
Similar to the way you'd make a sock.
Right, it's seamlessly knitting in technology into panels that then get put together like a puzzle piece, which is quite cool.
So explain to me, what are like 3 characteristics of Intraknit that are gonna impact performance if I'm wearing this as a skier?
It's truly fit, technology, and fiber choice.
Okay.
Fit, it stays put. It's not gonna move on you. It's meant to be form fit.
Awesome.
Fiber. We chose merino wool. We are merino wool experts and we chose it for a reason.
Okay.
And then technology, using inputs such as the body mapping. So what comes out of that is a sweat map, which is what you're seeing right here, and this is gender specific. You start with where your muscles heat or where you get cold, and then the end result needs to hit perception, and this is what the consumer is looking for.
Okay.
It's what they know is going to solve their problem.
Awesome. Can we see what this looks like when it's translated onto the Intraknit?
Sure. Okay. As a woman, we heat in the core, and so ventilating the core zone here.
So even though this looks kind of like a design element or like a pattern.
We've chosen to do that because that's something truly from our sock line we do so well. You know, we bring in the function in a beautiful or technical way.
Yeah.
Tell that story technically through art. We've chosen to do it where they're ventilating up towards the clavicle here to kind of ventilate that neck area. So mesh down the back area where you need more ventilation, moving into a rib stitch, a little bit more fit oriented and ventilation. And again, tying off to that design, that beautiful design, ventilating the back. We need a lot of ventilation in our back, it's where we sweat. For the guys, you can see it's very different. 2 different levels of mesh ventilation.
Oh yeah, you can feel the chain.
The bottom, same thing. So quads get heated.
Right.
They're big muscles and they require a lot of ventilation.
Okay.
It's the heat zones and the mesh ventilation zones and the warming zones to be able to allow that consumer to stay outside longer and enjoy their day.